feisty today. Look at, she's beautiful. All right, sweetie. Boom. Never even had to touch her. Best kind of release. New spot. 3 fish in less than an hour. Huge. This is a river that I normally fish, but this is a designated wild section. As you can hear, I'm not too far off the road. This is beautiful, man. Caught a little brookie, a chubby, and a beautiful little rainbow trout. Cheers. So here's the situation. Trying to move up in this little hole. After I caught that one, I thought he spooked everything. I get into the middle of the hole to avoid some trees, and long story short, these fish from upstream start swimming down towards me, and they were some massive rainbows. Hook jaw, swam right past my legs and looped around. I stood still as could be for about 5 minutes, moved up a little bit here towards the bank, as you can see, and I'm sitting here watching them. They're swimming back and forth, they're turning on the fly a little bit, but they're not committing. I think I may still have spooked them, but there is a massive hatch going on right now. So I have no doubt if I just keep my head down for a few, don't make any sudden movements, I'll catch another one. So keep you posted. All right. Nothing after that. They haven't been rising again. Of course, I'm leaving as it's starting to get a little crazy out here. It's definitely doing more hatches. I'll flip the camera around in a second and show you, but they are fierce, man. This bug, you gotta make it back home, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at that, I guess. It's a cool spot, man. I'm coming back. This is the local spot that I would say within 20 minutes of my house. Only 20 minutes because of speed limit. And it's just freaking awesome. I just love that it's close. You know, most people, I saw people downstream, they were parked literally where they were fishing. And nobody really ventures along because there's not much parking or pull-offs on this road. There are like duns falling. There's a huge hatch happening. I mean, I'm gonna flip the camera now. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not as daintily walking now because I'm headed back to the car. But there is an awesome hatch happening. So all in all, pretty successful day. 3 fish, tiny brookie, that creek chub, river chub, whatever you want to call it, and then that beautiful rainbow that just absolutely demolished a dry fly. In the description, I'll put exactly what it was that I was using, just so that you can, I guess, follow along. Not that everything is going to work every day, but it worked here today, that's for sure. Match the hatch, guys. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, I don't know if this is even gonna come out, but you can see these guys, man, just flying everywhere. And they're a little white, a little off-white, and just beautiful. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll talk next time. All right, so just recap a little bit of everything going on today. Tried a bunch of different flies, different setups, dry droppers. Dry dropper didn't work, just kind of messed me up in this wind. We're at the tail end of a low pressure system with some gnarly winds, gusting from time to time. The single blue wing olive did work. Like I said, I put that in the description below. But it's funny. Ooh, I've nervous reaction. That was a stonefly on my arm. Where was I? But it's amazing how just around a bend on a river, there's all different life happening. So I come back towards where I parked my car. Like I just said, I just had a stone fly on me. There is no action on top water. There was barely even a hatch happening down here, and that's literally a quarter of a mile, not even, on this beautiful little stretch. Definitely be coming back here, trying to bring my brother, try to bring the nephews. We'll see how it goes. Until next time, guys, tight lines. All right, two-part series here. Day 2, Saturday. It's about 2 o'clock, so about an hour and a half earlier than I was here yesterday. Wading my way upstream, bypassing some of these nice little holes that I spent some time on yesterday. I'm going right back to that honey hole from yesterday. Tied on a big white fluffy fly, top water, hoping that is the money today. See if that kind of attracts them out of the depths a little bit. So no dry dropper today, going straight with this. Gonna start with that. If I need to, I'll put a dry dropper on, or a dropper rather, something like a midge, or maybe we'll see, a bead head of some sort, something to get down a little bit. It's like 4 feet deep in the one section, so if they're feeding low and darting back and forth like they were, that might be a good option. But this part of the river is actually pretty cool. There's vegetation under here. As you can see, there's vegetation in here. It's pretty freaking clear, which is awesome. Signs of life everywhere. There's little, I'm sure you can see that, but all sorts of mollusks and everything that have been eaten by other stuff, all living in here. This is the hole that I caught the first fish in yesterday, the little brookie. Oh, there goes one, just darted right under there. So I spooked him. Probably can't make it out, but that was probably the brookie. He looked to be about 2 to 3 inches long, which is about the size. This is where I caught the little river chub or creek chub. And we're gonna continue working our way upstream. I'm not really too concerned about spooking things yet. As we get closer to the hole in a few seconds, I slow down and really kind of take my time and methodically step and not slosh around. But look at this, you just put your net in the water, you pull it up, and you'll see just the sheer amount of insects and larvae and worms and everything else that are flowing through these grasses and the gravel here. Right there you can see there's a little mollusk in the river. That one is dead. That's a what they call them. The river's just chock full of them so far, which is awesome to see. This is a good place to fish. This is a nice little steep embankment. As you can see, you got a nice bend in the river here. You've got some nice cover along the bank here. The goal would be to throw a nymph or something under there, even a woolly bugger, kind of jig it along the edge of that. Guarantee you there would be fish under there, but we're trophy hunting today, kids, so we're not spending our time on that. Making my way up to the hole, so I'm gonna take my time here and see what we can find. I had a hit here yesterday. You can see that there's that little bit of sand in the middle. He was hiding right in the darkness next to it. Little guy. And got a nice little hole here too. Again, we're headed over here, so I'll be back. All right, so I'm in the hole. I'm crouched down low. This was teeming with life actually yesterday. You can see there's a little bit of a hatch happening. Tiny little cream colored bugs. Not exactly sure, maybe gnats of some sort. But yesterday this was just covered with insects, so there was a deep hatch happening, and like I said, about 3:30 yesterday. So these fish were leaping clear out of the water. We can see if we can entice them with the fly that I have on. So again, this is what I have. I have my trusty LL Beam 6 weight. This is my go-to. Like I said, I get a little annoyed sometimes with the tenkara. To me, it's not worth the frustration. I know I outpower a lot of these fish that are in here, but it's what I have, and I'm not willing to buy a new one at this point. I'll eventually look at the butter stick, something like in a 2-weight realm. But for right now, you know, for a majority of the fish I catch, you know, from trout all the way up to pickerel, I caught pike with this. You know, I've caught some pretty decent sized trout, and then of course smallies and largemouth. It's been perfect. It's everything that I need. I never feel uncomfortable with this rod unless it's super windy. And let's just see if we can stand up a little bit. It's still pretty clear. I think we have a little fish hanging out right there, so we're gonna start fishing. I'm gonna shut my mouth. All right, first rainbow of the day. I'm gonna hurry up and get him in here. He's running on the San Juan. But this is what the fight looks like. Not the monsters that were in here yesterday, but he's beautiful. All right, on the barbless. Popped right out of his mouth as soon as we netted him. Look at that gorgeous fish. All right, beautiful. You okay? Let's get out of the net. Go on. There you go. And the release. Beautiful. Never even had to touch. Fish number 3, rainbow. My line got stuck in my net here, so I didn't get a chance to take a video, but this is a new species for me. Demolished this thing, man. This is the ticket today, guys. Green woolly booger. So pretty successful day. 5 fish, none of the monsters, unfortunately. I did have giant flashings happen on both the green woolly bugger, and then I switched out to a black woolly bugger, and like I said, a couple flashes from the deep sections of the pool. They were hanging out really deep under a lot of that foliage. There was a dead branch hanging over, and there was just crap all over it. I was swinging wet flies. That seemed to have been the main hit today. Like I said, the first one was on a San Juan worm, real small, a little bit of a gold head on that, and a gold hook. That was dry dropped from, like, I would say an extra large Adams. Worked pretty well. That one hit like a ton of bricks. The second rainbow was on the green woolly bugger. Like I said, I had another massive flash on it, and a hit. I messed that one up. That was my bad set on my part. Did not land that fish. Got another flash on this black woolly bugger. I did toss that under in like pretty much the most perfect position you could possibly imagine. It skipped right underneath the foliage, and as soon as it like stopped twitching from the landing, the fish turned on it. You could see the silver. It was one of the monsters, of course, like I said, but he didn't commit. I don't know what happened. I must have spooked him or something. Man, I want to get one of these fish, man. But all in all, pretty good day. You know, nice split between the rainbows and then the new species. I believe they were pumpkin seeds. I might be wrong on that. I'm not a panfish fanatic, so I'm not wholehearted into it. A lot of activity on the water. I'm headed out to go grab dinner and gonna go to the lake with the wife. Gonna set up for catfish on the spinning rod and bass as well. So a little bit of double action. Pretty good weekend. Take care.